a magic liquid wand which came out in the mid-80s. And then they developed in 3 different directions, which I'm going to show you. This is close to the original one, I think it was. There's an air bubble in it, which I'll bring it up to the middle there. Normally air bubbles in liquids are a bad idea. You want to get rid of the air bubble. This one is essential though, because it helps to dislodge when the things get compacted. That air bubble really does help to make it work. As you turn it this way, it's okay, it sort of falls down a very short distance. But when you turn it vertically, that's much more interesting. The air bubble has gone to the very top. And look at that motion. Some of it's going upwards, some of it's going downwards. Extraordinary. I think the pieces themselves must be so close to the same density as of the material that it's almost neutral buoyancy, but not quite, because eventually it does all collect at the bottom and compact. And that's where air bubble comes in to help, because when I turn this upside down, the air bubble surges through it and helps to dislodge it and makes it come down faster. Here we go. There's the air bubble at the top. It's now coming away from the top, and I'll slowly, and then tit it up like that very quickly. And look at it working its way up to the very top of the piece. It's got stuck there. I need to give it a few taps. Come on, fella. Get a bit higher still. You're nearly there. Oh, look, can you see the bubble there? I've got to get to the very top, and then it's going to be, oh, that's it, he's at the top. And now look at that action there. Tremendous amount of movement going on there. Up and down, vertically falling down, and floating upwards. And it goes on for a long time, but gradually it is all slowly moving in a downward direction overall, and will compact at the bottom eventually. And then we need to turn upside down. So it's a wonderful toy to play with. It's tremendous fun to look at. And that was the mid-80s. Towards the end of the 80s and 90s, they developed this in 2 or 3 different ways. The most spectacular way, I think, to my mind, was to put it into a kaleidoscope. Normally you have pretty things at the end of the kaleidoscope, but the guy who looked at this thought to himself, what happens if you put that into a kaleidoscope system? So we've got a triangular system of mirrors in here. We've got to have little rings on this to help to stop the thing from falling down too quickly. And we put it into the focal point of the kaleidoscope, which is the end, and then we'll have to do a separate camera shot, I expect, for this one to make it perform. But when you look at that, and you've got the thing in the background doing that action there and going in about 3 or 4 angular directions, it is absolutely fabulous. It's very, very clever use of the colour liquid wand. So that was one development, which I thought was very nice indeed. We'll demonstrate that. The second one is to put little things inside it which you might be able to recognise. For instance, Elvis Presley. This one is so old it's almost finished now. The oil's half empty actually. This one actually had a picture of a little figure of Elvis Presley, but in amongst all these gold particles there were musical notes, and there were lots and lots of decals with lovely shapes like hearts and diamonds and stars and everything else. Eventually you would find Elvis looking a bit like that figure there, hidden amongst all the glitter, and it took some time to find it. One that hasn't yet dried out is this one here of Where's Elmo? There's a well-known figure, but the one with blue shorts and a nice white and red striped jersey. Somewhere in this mess of beautiful stuff is a little tiny Waldo, and you've got to find out where he is. It takes a long search actually to find it. So, and you have to go up and down several times the glitter and see if you can turn it this way horizontally. Eventually, you'll see the figure himself hidden amongst all the very pretty decals. That was another direction to go. And the last direction, which is the most spectacular, was Kurt Nace Company in Switzerland in the mid-90s came up with this gigantic version. Look at this. Compared with the original wand, look at the difference in size. Extraordinary. Well, this monster has a very large bubble. I'll get the bubble out there. There we are. There's a big bubble at the end. Very important to help to dislodge the pieces. Long, elongated. When you take it up to the top end, up to the top, and it just about reaches the top now because it's all taken away all the compaction. And now it's the top end. When I turn it upside down, this whole thing will start absolute frenzy of activities. There's things going up, things going down. There's 2 main things there. There's lovely decals, and there's tiny, tiny little blue particles, semi-translucent, which make it give it a sort of colour as if it's a blue liquid, but it's not actually. It's a completely clear liquid, but with tiny, tiny blue particles coming down to give it a sense of blueness. And when it's only, well, half compacted, you turn it upside down and you'll find this tremendous activity starts all over again in the bubble, which is shooting up there, and woof, there we are, it's reached the top now. And look at that activity, absolutely amazing. So this was stupendous, I think. I was trying to imagine what type of kaleidoscope you'd need to have this one in it. About 6 times the size or something. My goodness, what a piece it would be. Probably cost $1,000 or more, but it's never been made, I don't think. But a wonderful idea, that, and that's been tremendous fun to show at kids at parties, and they can play with it. It's very robust, and in about 25, 30 years I've had it, the bubble's never grown any bigger, so it's completely sealed. Both ends are sealed, and it behaves itself very well indeed, and so I'm extremely pleased with that. It's a wonderful toy, that, and I'd love to see if any other direction of development could be done other than those three: the kaleidoscope, the Where is Elmo or Where is Elvis, and then a giant one, making really nice developments of what is already a very, very clever toy. So look out for the ones. They're going to be around for many years to come, I think.